can't snake me. Ray gun off safety. My girl so tasty. Tell her it's your world. She want the two-tone spaceship. Blow smoke screen daily, so the stress don't faze me. I'm going, I keep it factual. I'm on sabbatical. I'm out in Central America. I need a break from hysteria. Park like the one with the carousel. I get it lit in your area. I'm locked to the vision, it couldn't be clear. You couldn't pay me to care enough. I dare you to hate me supreme with the sound through the stereo. So turn it up loud when you hearing us. We live and it's good in your area. My mama proud, she tearing up and it's going down. Got your girl aroused by these massive stacks like 100 pounds. Running big laps till the sun is down like 100 miles. Tinted frames on me leaning down. I'm winning now. Been a while, you ain't like me then, but how you like me now? Real one, if I hold you down, I'ma keep it there till we in the ground. Jet black when I paint the town, only blue sheets when they pay me now. Treat it setback like a step back. Wave, I got the game in a vice grip. Way up when the fire's clear. All my niggas on the flight list. Verbally gifted, take the plot and I twist it. Got it big lit. Sex with the incense, got my mind rents, won't stop, I'm relentless. I'ma need safety. Tell her I can't snake me. Ray gun off safety. My girl so tasty. Tell her it's your world. She want the two-tone spaceship.
Disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. This video was made for entertainment purposes and is transformative in nature.
And as we are fighting hard to get birthright citizenship or automatic citizenship for the children of illegal aliens, that's another way. It's automatic citizenship for children of illegal aliens. That's the other term that they use, which is actually more accurate, more understandable. And it's ridiculous. We're the only country that has it, and certainly the only country that has it to that extent. And it wasn't meant, if you look, it was really meant for children of slaves. This is when it happened. The children of slaves, it was not meant for everyone to come into our country by airplane or charging across the borders from all over the world and think they're going to become citizens. It's not meant for that. It wasn't meant for that. And hopefully at some point the courts will understand that without having to go through a whole big deal. This was meant for the children of slaves. And look at the timing of it and you'll see. And I hope judges will understand that.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to another one. You heard it right there from the POTUS, the President of the United States. He is talking about the 14th Amendment and what it was originally used for. And he is correct. That is a matter of historical record. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. I'm going to give like a brief background of the 14th Amendment, because people were, complaining that he said that, but that is a matter of fact. That is a matter of fact. The 14th Amendment was not meant for people to come in, you damn near, your water about to break, and you have your child here, and then you can stay. That wasn't ever meant for that. It's just that they relaxed. They were very laxed on the rules over the years. But it was never, it was never ever meant for it to be abused like that. But pretty much that's what was going on for many, many years now, and he wants to change that. And in fact, it should be changed. It should be changed back to the way it was. It wasn't meant for people to come in. I mean, as far as immigration is concerned, I have my thoughts on immigration. I think people that want to come into the country legally should be able to. Just like how if we go to another country to be expats, we have to go through certain things for us to live in other countries. I think it should be like that here. And but over the years, the rules, they bypass the rules and stuff like that. And so, yeah, he wants those people If you had your kids here, you got to go too. Kids got to go, and you got to go. And I know some people are kind of having mixed feelings about it, but let's go back to the 14th Amendment for a second. What was it? What was it for? What was it? So the 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution, ratified in 1868, was a pivotal development during the Reconstruction era following the Civil War. Its primary aim was to address issues related to former slaves and to establish clear definitions of citizenship and equal protection under the law. Before the Civil War, the legal status of African Americans was fraught with ambiguity, excuse me, and injustice. The infamous Dred Scott versus Stanford decision in 1857 declared that African Americans, whether free or enslaved, could not be considered citizens of the United States. This ruling denied them the rights and privileges afforded to citizens. In response, the 14th Amendment was crafted to overturn this decision and to ensure that all individuals born or naturalized in the United States, including former slaves, were granted citizenship. The citizenship clause of the amendment states all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the states wherein they reside. This clause was designed to grant citizenship to former slaves and their descendants, ensuring they were recognized as full members of society. Now, contemporary interpretations and debates. In recent times, discussions have emerged regarding the scope of the 14th Amendment, particularly concerning birthright citizenship. Some argue that the amendment's original intent was solely to provide citizenship to the descendants of slaves and was not meant to apply to the children of undocumented immigrants. However, legal scholars and historical evidence suggest that the amendment framers intended to establish a broad and inclusive definition of citizenship, encompassing all individuals born on U.S. soil, regardless of their parent status. For instance, the landmark Supreme Court case United States versus Wong Kim Ark in 1898 affirmed that the 14th Amendment guarantees citizenship to virtually all individuals born in the United States, regardless of their parents' nationality. This discussion has been the cornerstone in the interpretation of the birthright citizenship. Recent developments in January 2025, as we know, President Donald Trump, as you just heard, issued an executive order aiming to end the birthright citizenship for children born in the United States to non-citizen parents. This move has sparked significant legal challenges and debates about its constitutionality. The federal judge temporarily blocked the order, citing concerns that it contradicts the 14th Amendment's provisions. Remember that they said the 14th Amendment's provisions. Legal experts argue that such an executive order overreaches presidential authority and undermines established constitutional rights. The 14th Amendment was indeed crafted in the aftermath of the Civil War with a primary purpose of granting citizenship to former slaves. However, its language establishes a broad principle of birthright citizenship, ensuring that all individuals born on U.S. soil are granted equal protection under the law. Contemporary attempts to reinterpret or limit its provision continue to be a subject of legal and political debate. So, see, the thing is, the reason why it was blocked, because they're saying that this applies to all people that's born in the United States. And they go back to again, like I said before, it says the landmark Supreme Court case, United States versus Wong Kim Ark in 1898, affirmed that the 14th Amendment guarantees citizenship to virtually all individuals born in the United States, regardless of their parents' nationality. And again, they said this decision has been the cornerstone in the interpretation of birthright citizenship. So right there, they're citing United States versus Wong Kim Ark. They said, well, wait a minute, Mr. President. Even though, yes, this was drafted for the children of slaves, but there has been provision since that time that includes all people that were born on this soil. Now, however you feel about this situation, I can't argue with you. No, I can't, because I know some friends of mine that were born on this soil to undocumented citizens in the 80s, and they've been here and they're second generation Americans. So, I mean, if he wants to fight this, he will have to take this to the Supreme Court. This is something that the Supreme Court will have to entertain. This goes beyond the president at this point. And that's what I think. This is going to go beyond the president. But I understand what he's saying, though, and he's correct on that. If you look at it historically, it was meant for children of slaves. And there's a lot of programs. They're talking about these entitlement programs that they think we enjoy. We do not. We're the last to enjoy a lot of these entitlement programs. That's a matter of historical fact as well. We had to work 10 times as hard in this country to make it. This playing field was never level. It was never level from the beginning. I could even get into how the slums were created. They were created on purpose. If you go back to the ending of World War I and World War II, some of the GIs that were coming home that had equal credit to their white counterparts, they were denied land, even though they both had the benefits of being a serviceman. They both had equal credit, and one was denied land and one wasn't. And one was restricted to a certain area. And eventually, with lack of opportunities of employment, some of the factories went other places. This is how you created the slums through redlining. Redlining is still going on to this day. You have to have money to fight redlining. If you are denied an area, you literally have to have money to prove it. But it's still going on to this day. The playing field was never level. Now, I'm not the one to complain, but it's just a matter of historical fact that the playing field was never level. And then some people might say, well, I didn't benefit from it. Yes, you did. You did benefit from it, from the lineage of your family. You did benefit. You might not be benefiting from it now, but you did benefit. This is how this life is set up. I honestly think this life is just a one big stage and one big game, and it was not meant to be fair. It was not. You might, whatever God you believe in or whatever the case is, I believe that there is a higher power that gave us free will on this floating rock that we're on, called a planet. And we have free will, but this game was not set up to be fair. In fact, I have debates about, like, what if it was fair and peaceful? Would life be boring? I don't know. It was like that at once upon a time before, they came and conquered this land. people were using the land. They were treating the land differently than the colonizers came here. This land was treated much differently. But this is how things are now. Like, I didn't set the game up. You didn't set the game up. This is just how life is for some people. The playing field is not level for you. You cannot prove discrimination. That's something that's it's hard to prove now. Everybody is not going to understand what I'm talking about. And I don't care if you understand. You're not supposed to understand because you don't walk through my shoes. I was the target of discrimination in the workplace. Can I prove it? No. Did it happen? Yes. Did we make lemonade out of shit? Did our ancestors make lemonade out of shit? The answer is yes. We had to. We had no other choice. This is how you have these exotic meals that you eat now, like crackling bread and fatback and skins and all that stuff. That came from that they had no other choice but to survive, so they had to make do with what they had. That's why you have all this stuff like chitterlings, or what we call chitlins, and hog mogs and crackling bread and different things like that. What is other exotic shit I don't eat? Cow tongue and chicken gizzards and all that type of stuff. That was because the slaves had to eat scraps, and they made it where it was tasteful. So this playing field actually was never ever level and equal. It was not. It's still not. It would never be. Not in my lifetime. It would never be. But can you make it in this society and thrive in this society? Yes, you can. Especially with the way technology is now. Technology, a lot of times it cuts out the middleman. But do you still have some challenges in that? Yes. But that's what I wanted to say there. This is just history. All history is not good history. It's not. But it's still history, though. And I happen to know a little bit of some of it. I'm watching what's happening in Los Angeles right now with that land. Remember, I told you this. That property, those houses are going to be rebuilt like it was before. Why? Because the money was affected. These weren't a lot of poor people that were affected. There were a lot of poor people that were affected because everybody in those mountains did not have money. Right? Everybody in those mountains didn't have money. However, the ones that did, their property is going to get cleaned up, and those homes are going to be built, whether they want smart cities or not. Those homes are going to be rebuilt. They're going to make a stink out of it, and they're going to make sure that their leaders represent. If not, they're going to get voted out. Let me tell you, I'm going to remember when I said this. If Los Angeles is not handled correctly, that state in the next election is getting ready to turn red. Remember, I said that. It's going to turn red. North Carolina is already red. It was a swing state, but it's already red. It's going to stay red now. It's going to stay red for the next few elections. California is in danger now of being. It is. It was a red state in my lifetime, but I was very young when President Reagan assumed office. And the reason why it became red, because a lot of people liked him because he was an actor. And also he was the governor there. So people liked him. It's going to turn red again if they don't handle it correctly. You see how those people were at the meeting? They were shouting back. They're not trying to hear, yeah, let me just give you some money for your land so we could take that. Nuh-uh, that's not going to happen. There's too many people up there that had money. There's people up there that didn't have money either, but there's too many white people up there that had money. They're not going to get buffaloed around in this country. That's not happening. Now, if that was a black neighborhood, whether they had money or not, they would have built the fucking smart city and said, go move somewhere else. That's not happening to those folks, though. That's not happening. That's why I'm interested in it. It's not going to happen to them. I know people saying that they want to build a smart city. Nope, your plans are now eliminated. You're going to have to rebuild. You're going to have to rebuild this time. You should have did it in Watts. That's what you should have did. You should have burned it down. If you're going to build a smart city, you should have built it there. You're not going to build a smart city with that old money up there. It's not happening. I know how this country is set up. That's why I know how to navigate around it. I know how this is set up. Those people are not trying to hear that their fire insurance got dropped and all of a sudden there was a fire and destroyed everything. And also the government's going to foot the bill. Remember I said it. If the government is going to foot the bill or the state is going to foot the bill or both. If not, Governor Newsom would never be another politician ever again, ever. He might as well retire. And a lot of people in Congress up there, they might as well retire too. That money is not playing. They're not playing up there. Remember, the money control Washington, D.C. Bullshit don't. Money controls this country. Money controls the world, actually. So that's what I wanted to say right there. Now, if the money in this country, if they want to fight the birthright stuff, then the Supreme Court will nod it then. They will say, okay, we're going to have to change it. Remember, the money talks in this country by way of lobbying. If you want to see how things get done in Washington, go look at the lobbyists. Now, when you go look at the lobbyists, find out who's paying the lobbyists. The AARP and the NRA are two of the biggest lobbyists in Washington. They are. It's always been that way. They get shit done. You know how they say, oh, we're going to ban firearms? That will never happen. There's too much money behind the NRA. Money runs Washington, D.C. Bullshit don't. So remember, keep watching the developments in Los Angeles. Those people are going to get them homes rebuilt. Ain't going to be no smart city over there. Nope. It's too much money over there. See, they messed up. There's too much money over there. And they got a president that's listening to them. So the plan, sometimes their plans fail. That plan failed. So that's what I wanted to say right there. That plan failed. So that's what happened. He said you'll have to look into the papers that were created when this amendment was written. Well, I mean, the amendment was originally written for slaves, sir, or ma'am. That's what it was originally written for. That's what it was originally written for. But there was been some provisions in it over the years. Now people are taking it and say, oh, that's for everybody. It was originally for the children of slaves. That's what it was originally for. Okay. Now, I understand how people are using that to say, well, shit, I can use that 14th Amendment to stay in this country. It's been going on for years. I don't know if it's going to change. It has to change through the Supreme Court, though. Now, guess what? He has the power of the Supreme Court, doesn't he? Yeah, he does. He does have the power in the Supreme Court. There's more Republicans in the Supreme Court than Democrats. They may change it. They may, if he wants to fight it, they may change it. So we're going to have to wait and see. But he is doing something about this immigration. People, as we speak, they are getting locked up as we speak. And their philosophy is, yeah, there's a lot of people here, but we're going to do it day by day. Little by little, day by day, and they're all gone. And if the countries don't take them back, then we're going to put sanctions on you. You see, it's causing this thing might not be affecting everybody, but if you're in business and you have to deal in certain industries, it is affecting you because people they're bogging down the system. and it's not giving opportunity for the citizens here. Listen, the primary objective of the president of the United States is to protect the welfare of his citizens. That's it. That's the primary objective. Now, I'm not sure what happened in the past administration on why they let all these people in. I'm not sure why. They had a reason for it, but I'm not sure what the reason was. They let criminals in too. That's who they targeting first. They're targeting the criminals that's here. And I agree with that. The criminals should not come here. And then he also said there was another country where their crime rate went down because they sent all the criminals here. That's not right. So they got to go back. And if they don't accept them back, just put an embargo on them then. How about that? So I 100% agree with that, because I can't just go to a country and just stay there without having to go through certain things. So, yeah, everything should be equal here, but it's not equal. Obviously, there's going to be some drawbacks to that because there's a lot of kids involved. And what do you do then? He's just sending them all back. That's what he's doing. He don't care. He's just sending them all back because they weren't supposed to be here. They can come here as long as it's legally. I agree with that. And I also agree with tightening up the borders because of this fentanyl situation. That is a problem here. And that has to be corrected as well. We lost one of our actors over that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because people out here, they're putting too much in it. They're not chemists. They don't know what they're doing. And if they make a hot batch, then it's going to kill a lot of people. That's why when Williams passed away, the actor, I said they had to go find the person that sold it to him. They got to go find him immediately because other people died that day. And sure enough, other people did die that day. And they did find the drug dealer. And he probably got 20, 30 years. I'm pretty sure. He's gone for life. Because essentially it's murder. So, and I'm going to tell you something else that's going to happen as well. There's going to be some more arrests being made. It's going to happen for the next couple of years. It's going to be commonplace now. People are going to get arrested and they're going to complain about it. But they had arrested somebody from Thailand. He had all types of charges involving children. Why is he walking the street? He was here for 5 years. Nothing happened to him. If you go to Thailand right now and get caught up in something, I see what your ass get locked up. So he should get locked up. So that's how I feel about it. But the 14th Amendment, however you feel about it, is cool with me because there are provisions to it. And you can't knock people for knowing the law and abusing it. You can't knock them for that. So if your water is about to break, you cross the border, I can't knock you for that. That's a loophole. There's a lot of loopholes in this country, so I can't knock him for that, and I can't knock him for wanting to send him back. But he can't. He can't send him back right now. It will have to be the Supreme Court will have to address it again, and if they do, and they side with the president, then they all gonna get sent back. That's what's gonna happen. Then now he's gonna be like, go get everybody. So that's the debate right now. That's what's going on. And a lot of people, Michael K. Williams, yeah, that's what I was talking about. When he passed away in New York City, what happened was he got a hot batch, right? And they had to go find a drug dealer because other people died that day. They were dropping left and right that day. He wasn't the only one. They just wasn't reporting on it. They reported on him because he was a well-known actor. But that happens all the time out here. If they have somebody that had that OD and they find out it was too much in it, they got to go find the person. They got to get that person off the street. They have to get that person off the street, man. There's no honor in drug dealing, man. They don't care if they sell somebody. They should care though, because they want that repeat customer, don't they? They should care if they selling somebody a hot batch. But what happened was They're not doing it. It's already coming in the country that way. So in some of the cases, it's coming in the country as a hot batch. I think it was done on purpose, for sure. And a lot of that came through Canada. For sure, I think it was done on purpose. Um, yes, I think it was done on purpose that was happening because too many people were dying. And there was a party one time in Los Angeles. There was a comedian there and a few other people that was in Hollywood. All of like 10 people died in that party, just like that. They all dropped. So what they had to do was they had to go find the person that supplied the party to get him off the street. You'll never hear from that person again, just to let you know. You'll never hear from them again. They'll send that person to Gitmo. You'll never hear from that person again. You know, they have places in this country, believe it or not, then you'll never hear from them again. So, but I do believe though, if you want to come in this country, you should be able to. You should be able to. If you go through the channels, you should be able to. But the problem is, if you come in legally, there's a whole lot of red tape though, and sometimes you have to wait years. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. You have to wait. It's like so much red tape. You can come here to visit and stuff and different things like that. It's a lot of red tape if you get married here. You got to go through so much stuff. But you can stay though, but it's just so much stuff you got to go through immigration. That's one way you can get in and get married. That's one way. But I do see a lot of people like they want to come up in here. But I heard that there was some people that was going back on their own because everybody wasn't getting taken care of here. There was a lot of people that were, but then there was some people that were just left to fend for themselves. They said, fuck it, I'm just going back for right now. But I'm like, how are they finding all these people? Did you ever thought about that? They finding all these people just like easy. Like I thought it was gonna be hard to like locate people. Nope. They know where the people are. I'm like, damn. Okay. But yeah, or you can get married to somebody in the military. You could do that too. Or you just get married to a citizen. And it'll be better going through immigration. So you could go that way. But you could still do the birth thing because they blocked it. So you can still come in the country when your water about to break. And then, chill out and chill. You know what I mean? You can still do it, but he's gonna try to fight. I believe he's gonna try to fight it. So that means the Supreme Court got to get involved. And yeah, I believe so. And like I said again, I am for the citizens, even though this playing field is not level. I'm still was born here. I believe that America should be taken care of first, not Ukraine. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. You're giving Ukraine all that money for arms and all this stuff. Why don't you just take 5% of that and give it to the people that need it? North Carolina, certain areas in Los Angeles. You can do a little bit more to fix the homeless problem. Stuff like that. I understand some people want to be homeless. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about for the people that don't want to be. Can you do something about these gas prices? Different things like that. I'm not asking for a handout. I'm just saying you need to look out for this country first. And I'm all for him wanting to get out of certain deals if we paying too much and everybody else is not paying equal. Different things like that, man. It's for me, it's simple. I don't know how you said they found 80,000 of the missing children. See, this is going to uncover a lot of that stuff, believe it or not. See, here's the problem with that whole people coming over here. Some people, like I said, some people were being taken advantage of, meaning children and different things like that. That has to end. That has to end. Like if you can't take care of little people, And this existence of ours is we're gonna be extinct if you can't sit up here and take care of children because they're the future. You could have future heads of state being kidnapped. You realize that? You don't know who these kids gonna turn out to be. It could be future heads of state. It could be future scientists that can solve problems, and they're going missing. That's what I'm saying. This society is doomed if you don't address that issue and address the people that's doing it. Hold on 1 second. I gotta make a phone call real quick. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. When you have older parents, you become the parent. And I'm sitting up there. I want to know what time she took her medicine. That's what I want to know. The gooch is calling. They acting like I'm a gooch, man. Like, when did you take the medicine? I said, what time? I didn't ask you that. What time? And I said, I'm going to call. You need to take it again at 5. Okay. So, yeah, it's like I become the gooch. The gooch is calling. I'm the gooch. So the gooch is calling. So it got to be that way. I know they get mad, but they got to be that way. Because she said, I am the parent here. I said, I know that, but what time did you take your medicine? Why are you talking to me that way? Because you're not answering my question. What time you take your medicine? And she told me finally. I said, what you gonna do at 5 o'clock? She said, what's wrong with? I said, what are you gonna do at 5 o'clock? And when did you eat? Yeah, I gotta do that, man. I gotta do that. So I gotta be the gooch. So that's just what it is. My mother's 73. I said, do you drink water today? You do like you're supposed to? And she don't like me talking like that. She's like, what? She said, of course I'm drinking water. I said, let me see. Here, you drink some. Let me see it. Then she hangs up on me, man. She hangs up. And then her friend called, like, you don't have to be so, like, bullyish. I'm saying, I have to do what I got to do. Yep. So that's how I got to be. And I remember when she was in the hospital, they like, here he come. Here he come. That's what the nurses were saying. And, yeah. So that's what it got to be. So that's what it got to be right there. And, you got a lot of people that try to take advantage of the elderly. And that's not happening over here. It's not happening. Everything has to be approved by me. Everything. So I said, do you want my pressure to go up? She said, no. I said, well, then do what I had to tell you to do. Why can't you do that? Do you want, I might be in the hospital messing with you. I might be in there. Damn. I didn't even get to the ASAP Rocky case, man. Maybe I'm going to get to that. There's so much going on. You feel me? Yeah, it's going on right now. Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. So I'm about to go catch that in a second. I'm going to come back for the ASAP Rocky trial. Yes, indeed. I don't know why his trial going to last that long. If I was him, I would be nervous. As a matter of fact, let's see if it's on now. Let's see. I'm telling you, man, for that trial to be lasting this long, I would be concerned if I was him, even though it seemed like BS though. But again, okay, here we go.
Question about on direct examination and cross-examination is final, with no input from either side. He can be called, he's been identified as ASAP Relly. He's also been identified as Terrell Efron. Depending on how you wish to address him, you can call him either Relly or Mr. Efron.
They're trying to figure out how they're going to address somebody.
He asked any question that asks of him. Oh, and I mentioned Ayatollah.
He got to be worried.
that they could record what I'm saying now for future.
Got a good lawyer, though.
Later today or any other time. And the people are welcome to also. We have one more thing. Oh,
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Guys, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna end this one. I'm gonna come back with this. So I'm gonna be streaming in like less than a minute. So I'm gonna end this one because I don't want to mix this up with Trump. So, but he got to be worried though for this to be lasting so long. I thought this was just this week and that'll be it. They talking about 3 weeks. So, all right, I'll be back.